All right, we are back. This is Satisfactory. My name is Jackblade, and we are very happy with everything to do with this factory. Episode 1, the response has been amazing, and I love you guys for it. And I love you guys for the support. And I was told I was being a little bit harsh on myself. Safari, thank you so much. I need to hear that a lot of the time. My partner tries, but it's like, she's a bit biased. Empress is a little bit biased. Like, I know I tell her the same thing, so it's like, it's an internal joke between the two of us. But thank you so much for the response to episode 1 of the restarted factory here. As you can see, it is quite insane. And we will continue today. So what will we continue with? We sent this beautiful thing up and made that happen. Insane animations. My jaw was on the floor for the entirety of that. Today, we are going to unlock more stuff. And if we look in here, you can see we have a lot of tier 3 and tier 4. I should have the resources to just unlock everything in tier 4 or tier 3. I will also unlock jump pads just because I'm a completionist piece of shit. And then I will see what we can do with this. Because once we've unlocked everything here and basic steel production, we can handcraft steel and stuff. So I do want to mess around a little bit with like a few basic blueprints that will, like utility blueprints that can help us out. And logistics, I do want my logistics Mark 3 belts. I do want my Mark 2 miners. Like, I want to see, let's see how far we can go. I'm also going to be looking at maybe unlocking some stuff here. Specifically, if we can unlock and get beams, that is a big thing. And then we have here, we need more hard drives. We have these, and I can re-roll these 100%. But I will also try, because we need a few recipes, and I'm gonna go through what those are. But I also want to start looking at getting the dimensional depot, and I want to see what we can get here, and with the SAM. And I know from before, I don't know if they've moved that, but there should be like a SAM thing down here. Like there is a, if we run over here, I'll just do this. If we run over here, if I remember correctly, there is a SAM. Can I just... Oh, perfect. There is a SAM node at the bottom of this pit over here. Trying to be careful so I don't trigger too many of the flowers and stuff like that. But yeah, there should be... yes, there is some SAM down there. So I will try and mine that SAM and see if we can just set up some quick and dirty stuff that gets us to the dimensional depots and gets us some steel. And that's the point of today. We want to get a basic little steel setup. And one of the reasons why I want to have all that set up is because after that, we will be starting to build the city. And I think the start of that might be in this episode, but we might finish the first few roads and stuff in episode or in the stream on later today. So if you're watching this on release day, we're streaming we're streaming more building of the city. That's going to be happening. So yeah. Oh, I am very much... Oh, that's an alpha. Let's be a little bit careful over there. I'm very much excited for what we're going to be doing here. Holy fuck. Who put a galaxy there? God damn. Okay. So, let's just look and see. I'm so happy with this. I'm like, you have no idea how proud I am of this factory. It is so good. But yeah, I'm looking for hard drives and see how many we find. I'll be going to see what we can do with... I want some more Merthospheres and summer loops and stuff like that. And then, just in preparation for the rest of the episode, if you want to take, like, I'm probably gonna spend like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 hours, literally just running around, unlocking more of the map, because you can see we haven't seen a lot of the map yet. So I might be just running around looking for stuff for a long time, see what we can find. And then we will be unlocking as much as we can in the MAM. Basically, every time I send a phase thing, I go through and see like, hey, what am I producing? What do I have that I can use and just unlock more stuff in here with? So that's one thing that I tend to be doing. Like, I know where I can mine this. I don't know what the right side there is. But yeah, we have unlocked this stuff already. I want to have the production amplifier because then they can double Slug's power shards output and also alien DNA. Power augmenter needs computers. That's a little bit in the future, but I definitely want the dimensional depot. I'm gonna see if we can get the smart splitters, maybe even the power switches and stuff like that. We have unlocked the AI limiter, so I have a few of those. This needs 25. This needs plastic and yeah, okay. So we might get the stuff from the doggos needed for that, by the way, so we can use the priority power switch early on. Mycelia, I would maybe want to get the what's it called? The parachute, and I might want to get the mask and see if I can protect myself from all the fart clouds. Nutrients, we can probably unlock this. We definitely can unlock that. I can unlock that right now. So basically, we'll be going through the MAM. Thank you.
Research complete. It is a good thing. Purple power.
Yes, and then synthetic power charge. That comes way down the line. But yeah, basically, I want to go through the MAM and see what we can unlock. Maybe even get the car. What do we have? If I can unlock this, that's easy. Then I can unlock that. Hey, cool. That means we get the car this episode as well. We can drive around with. That's cool. I want to get the Nobelisks because they're going to be a big deal of the second half of this episode. Yeah, so we have a long trip ahead of us. So I'm not going to show most of that because I know that people think the spiders are super uncomfortable and they don't like the spiders and everything. So I'm going to skip most of the exploration specifically so that people don't necessarily need to get triggered. And then we're going to see each other in the next clip here. I found, so we have 14 Mercer spheres total. We have 5 summer sloops and 8 hard drives. And I will be going through unlocking all the hard drive stuff because if we look in here, the hard drive library, I have unlocked a bunch of alternate recipes. And specifically, what I did unlock was to avoid using screws for basic stuff. And what I have gotten is, if I remember correctly, I did this yesterday, it's a new day for me, hello, was I unlocked stitched reinforced iron plates. The stitched plates uses wire and iron plates instead of screws and iron plates to make reinforced iron plates. That's a lot of our plate. Essentially meaning that we don't need a ton of screws to plug up our belts to make that. We have also unlocked a steel pipes or steel rotors, which means that we don't need screws to make rotors either. We need steel pipes. We need these. We need these things. And we have also unlocked a couple of extra stuff on top of that. But those are like really important because it removes screws. One of the few, some more things that I really want to get is molded. I think we've gotten molded steel beams. We've gotten because it's a lot more efficient recipe to make the steel beams. And we can get the molded steel pipes as well. But optimally, I want to find the iron pipes, which means I can make the steel pipes out of iron. And that's a big thing because we need a lot of pipes because for encased industrial beams, I have unlocked a bunch of this stuff already. So I've gone through basically and just tried to fix. I've unlocked all of everything here. Like I said, like this was easy. This is stuff we're producing already. I fixed the jump pads as well. And then here, basically getting this stuff, like encased industrial beams, they have an alternate recipe that uses steel pipes instead of steel beams. And if I can get iron beams, I can make encased industrial, whatever they call. I have some of them here. I found them. Encased industrial beams. Yeah. If I can make those encased industrial beams without having to use steel, that is insane, because that means that we can make Mark II miners in this episode, making all of our future factories and everything so much more efficient. And we will be finishing off making a coal power plant. Yeah, I'm not joking. We're making a coal power plant this episode. So we will be able to do all of that with a Mark II miner instead of a Mark I miner, and a Mark III belt instead of a Mark II belt. That is insane. So that's what we're pushing for. But for that to happen, I need to roll the right things. That's why I've gotten so many hard drives, which was not easy because I still can't scan for them. So yeah, let's get into unlocking everything. And I'm going to set up some of the SAM stuff as well and start unlocking so we can start looking at the dimensional depots. Ooh, so let's roll the clip. So as you can see, something has changed over here. And basically, if we go over here, I'm gonna see, as you can see, I'm bringing in, can you be quiet? I'm talking. I'm bringing in Sam. It's going in here and it's making reanimated Sam. I unlocked that over here in the alien technology tree. So I literally just went with like, okay, scan this and then be able to make reanimated Sam. And then I need to unlock this to be able to get here. So basically, I've also scanned all of the, or opened all the hard drives. So if we look in here, there is a little bit in here now, which is really, really, really nice, because we can get, where are you? Iron pipe. Ta-da! This one is really nice. Really, really, really nice. It's not the most efficient, but it means we can use iron to make the steel pipes. Very nice. We're selecting that. Then we have... we can also make steel frame. This completely removes... or rather, it... How do I even put this? Nah, never mind. I don't think I had a good idea with that. But this one. We do want the solid steel ingots, because that is 60 steel ingots instead of 40 for the recipe for the same amount of coal. So that means that we can make a lot more steel. So let's open that one up. Hard drive library. Let's see, what more do we need from what we can see here? So this one is for late game. Steel is still rare enough for us that no. And let's see, sorry, before I said we had unlocked the molded beams, we had unlocked the molded pipes. We need these molded beams. As you can see, they use concrete and this and make 45 instead of using whatever the basics are. I'm gonna check that out. Select reward. Boom. Hard drive library, and we can go for like some of this stuff. I do want the steamed copper sheets. As you can see, we get 22.5 per minute for this. We get 10 out of the basic one, and I think, yeah, this is a 1-to-1 copper ratio, which is insane. It's a 3-to-1 ratio in the like vanilla recipe, and all you gotta do is pump in some water. That is just gold. We can't use it yet because we don't have the refineries, but now we have the recipe. Same thing over here. Getting like steel rods, that's 48 per minute for one steel ingot. That is really, 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 really good. And we also have wet concrete. Both of these are incredibly good recipes, because this one gives you 80 per minute for 120 limestone. And like, as you remember before, we have a 3-to-1 ratio of limestone to concrete. Like, it takes 45 concrete to make 15, or limestone to make 15 concrete. Now we have a what is that, like we double the efficiency, pretty much. So if we had the same ratio, we would get 120 to 40, but with this we get 120 to 80. So we have doubled the actual efficiency of that recipe by just putting in some water. So we're getting that as well, even if we don't have refineries yet. So we have all of this. I'm gonna leave the rest here. Might need to get this at some point, just because of how many miners and stuff we need to place down. But yeah, aside from that, I've been gathering up, as you can see over here, a bunch of stuff that has dropped by the doggos, so that I can use them for unlocking stuff in the MAM. And I have gathered up all the slugs. I'm not using these until we get the duplication from the alien... Oh, that's an awesome shop. Sorry. Alien technology. Once we get this production amplifier, it means that we can... what's it called? We can double the slug output. Or power shard output from the slugs. So a purple slug gives you 10, a yellow gives you 4, and a blue gives you 2 power shards instead of 1. That's why I've been saving them up. I've also gotten some reanimated SAM here, so I'm going to go ahead and unlock here. I want to have you guys on camera, because when it comes to this stuff, Ada tends to be saying like funny stuff. Let's see what she has to say.
SAM Fluctuator recipe unlocked. The fluctuator can mimic unique communication through patterns of electric frequencies to instruct reanimated SAM to perform specific tasks or give specific restrictions, such as matter to energy conversion. It can also function as matter memory, reading the exact composition and state of a collection of matter in one location, breaking it down, and near instantly reconstructing it in another location, which has incredible potential for smart storage.
Your threads shift solid to fluid to a tapestry. Matter, and mind and melody.
That sounds metal as fuck. That sounds like song lyrics of some kind. I think I've heard that song. Really, really nice. Like, terrifying. I'm super curious of what it all means, but yeah. So now that we can make the SAM fluctuators, let's look at them. Fluctuator, what do you need to be made? So you need steel pipes, wire, and reanimated SAM. So we need to pause here with that stuff and make the wires or the steel stuff. And what I've basically decided is, you can see I've started a little bit here to just like paint the picture in my head. I'm gonna use these 2 iron nodes and that coal node to make some steel pipes and steel beams, specifically just those 2 items. We have plenty of what's it called, capacity in our power system, so there's no problem there. So I will just like do a little bit of a thing over here, quick and dirty, to get our steel stuff up and running. But let's go and check out the SAM stuff so that I can show you how I did that. And also I want to show you how I did to get down to a place like that. And basically, without the parachute, because I haven't unlocked that yet, what I have to keep in mind, is that I am a very fragile human being. And down there, you have a ton of dangers from like poison flowers, like these things. I placed basically power there, and I placed it down, and then I placed it down one more. And I can basically, boom. Nope. Oh, I die. I die. Bless me, I tried. That was so high before. Okay, I'm gonna go get my stuff. Be right back. Alright, I'm back, I'm re-equipped, and I'm up here again, so let's show you this the right way. Basically, I took this, and I stood on the edge here, looked down, and placed that. Then, I slide... whoop. Down here, and then I placed the next one down there, and slide all the way down. Boom, and then I stop here, and I basically planned, okay, how am I gonna fight this massive spider? I went to town on this, and basically I tank it. So I just wanna make sure that it can't move by just pressing against it and keep smashing until it dies. If I take too much damage, I use this, and I just eat a couple of these and keep smashing. Like, it can't hurt you faster than you can heal with the berries. So yeah. And then I basically went down here and did my thing, placed down a miner. There's a summer sloop up on this thing. Then miner put down. I made this quick and dirty thing. And something to keep in mind here, and I'm gonna show you guys how I did this. These, that's fine, that's easy, that's like you use the conveyor holes, you unlock those in the awesome shop in the organization or management part. This looks so cool. And then, but this one is too tall, like you can't run a conveyor lift this tall normally. But if you take an aim, if I do this, if I remove, and I go, okay, let's remove you too because I need to replace you. If I go like this, and I try to lift this and just go up, there's a limit. It's not high enough, right? But if I do this, and I say, hey, go to that bit, I'm gonna need to center this. And there. If I aim at that, it lets me go up all the way, and it can go infinitely. There's no limit to how high that can go. I mean, I would say that the limit is how much of the building material of the specific lift you're making do you have in your inventory. But yeah, then I basically just added in, so I have my ladders, I can get up, I built this up on the way up again, so that I don't have to risk my life sliding down using that. Or also so I could get up in the first place. And then I basically just belted everything back. This is off-center, as in it's not on the world grid. And I don't have beams, so I haven't been able to align anything. But I don't need to, I don't care about that. All I need to do is get stuff back to base for a quick and dirty reanimated SAM setup. But yeah, like, let's set up our quick steel factory, and I'm gonna quickly show you what we're doing with it. And we're gonna be using some of our alternate recipes, but remember, it's like one machine, maybe two of each, nothing advanced, nothing fancy here. Okay, so let's transform this like so. We have gotten some steel. I haven't turned this on yet. I wanted to turn this on camera and make all the mistakes together with you guys. So the way that I've set this up is essentially these are Mark II miners that I have overclocked. They are on impure nodes. But now they give 120 per minute per miner, right? Because the node of coal that we're using that is down here, this one, right? That is a pure node, so it gives 240. We are using solid steel ingots, right? To get a solid 60 steel ingots from each foundry per minute. So the iron is 240, it's coming in. Going here, I could merge these, but I don't, because I'm putting them at two levels. I have 4 smelters up here, making 120 ingots, and then 120 ingots. So 240 ingots, and then I merged them up on a Mark III belt. Remember, we've unlocked all of that kind of stuff, and I used coupons in the store. Yeah, I bought a bunch of like plates or beams and pipes to make sure that I could do this with the Mark III, with the Mark II miners and the Mark III belts. So this is super, super basic. Iron comes in here, goes up, smelts, and then is merged on this side. Oh, I haven't actually pulled that in. I am a bit of a dum-dum here. So essentially what now happens is I take this over here, and it goes, okay, that's a little bit too short. I need to have it a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm gonna make all the mistakes on camera here with you guys. So I go like this, and then in here, and then it's split on these foundries. Foundries are unlocked with the smelter, which is like a Mark II like smelter kind of thing. Where you can use a lot of like alternate recipes that combine two different things to make ingots and stuff like that. But its basic functionality is to make steel. So then I just split along this line and make sure that I get the perfect amount in to make There's 6 of these, and if we look at this, it's 240 divided by 40, that's 6 foundries. So that's what I've done. And then the same thing here, it comes in and it splits down the line and turns into, on the other end, we get 60 per minute per foundry. There's 6 of them, that means 6 times 60 is 360. And now I have decided to do a somewhat even split between the production lines. So 4 of them are making steel beams. This is the basic recipe for steel beams. That makes 60 steel ingots into 15 beams. And since we have 6 foundries making 60 per minute, I took 4 of them to make one full 60 per minute. So that's a Mark 1 belt that collects that. And then over here, I took another 60 per minute of the steel, and I turned that into steel pipes. And there's 4 of them here as well, because it's 30 per minute, 60, 90, 120. So that's a nice, like somewhat even, because this makes 80 per minute, which means I collect up with a Mark II belt. They run along all the way down up here, and I've used the trick to snap to get the conveyor lifts to be a little bit lower, a little bit more tight here. And then they go up and over, and I just collect them over here. And this is really important for us to have right now, because it means we will be able to do dimensional storage in a minute. So I'm just gonna turn this on, and we will see what it looks like. I'm so excited. Oh my god, this is such a big moment in the game when you start being able to do steel products and use Mark III belts and Mark II miners. Like Mark II miners we're gonna be using for like a lot longer than we'll use the Mark I miners. And like, here's the thing. I could go through and upgrade all of this and like double the output and double everything, because I can get twice the material from the miners. However, I'm not going to, because this entire factory is temporary. As we can see, I have set up in my toolbar, if we go here, you can see that I have set up some toolbar here, and I did that wrong. While everything is saturating over there, I'm gonna go over and go to concrete, and I basically set up everything using concrete instead of using there we go, boom, of using the fixed foundations. So basically everything that I have placed down using fixed foundations here, everything, is what I consider temporary. And I have placed this down. I haven't used it yet. I'm planning on using it this episode and show you guys a couple of utility blueprints that I will upload to the Google Drive that you can find in my Discord, the link to, and you can go and you can copy those blueprints and use in your own saves. But yeah, this is essentially the thing that I have focused on setting up right now, because it unlocks a lot more stuff. We can finish unlocking the rest of tier 4, so we have everything in the hub unlocked, which to me is super important. Like when you unlock the tiers, the first thing you do is unlock everything in those tiers. That is priority number 1 when I send the space elevator. So when we send phase 2, same thing. My priority is going to be 100%. Let's get those let's get those tiers unlocked. So now we see iron coming in. We see coal coming in here. All the way down here. You can see the splitter and mergers doing their thing. Steel coming in. We're getting the steel beams. I still haven't connected this up. Wow, I have. That's fun. I'm on the wrong toolbar. There we go. That is a Mark III belt. That I haven't even set up the splitters over here. Oh my god, I really did not finish anything here. Okay, so I'm just going to set this very quickly, very easily, like so. Let's use a Mark I belt to move in, because we don't have infinite resources. There we go, and it only uses 30 per machine, so that's fine. And then I can take, let's see, it's 60 per, right? So this one as well can be a Mark II instead. Make these Mark II belts. And then I can go and send them. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now we are making the pipes too. Or we should be. They are set up proper. We have no red sticks anywhere. At best, we have yellow sticks, which just means that they aren't saturated yet. Remember what I said in the first episode, it can take up to like 45 minutes after you start a factory to get a efficient factory going, or to get the full efficiency of your factory. So basically, Mark 1, Mark 2, or Mark 2 all the way. Yeah, so, but we are getting this, which means that the primary build material that we use to make... oh, my brain. The primary build material we use to make these, to make the belt Mark 3s, as you can see, is if I go like this, and I say, hey, connect over to this, and I'm not having any poles, conveyor poles being placed, it is just using steel beams, which is why it's so important that we have this producing so we can use tier like the Mark 3 belts as much as we want. And then, with all this done, what we can now do is set up a quick craft. Fluctuators. Sam fluctuators, what do you use? Oh, you need to... Okay. I can only make that in the crafting bench because I haven't unlocked the manufacturer yet. It needs 3 inputs. Never mind. Sorry. That is on me. Okay. Well, try and learn from my mistakes as much as I do. So I'm gonna have to handcraft this. So I will be back once we have some SAM fluctuators. I've now handcrafted 100 of these. And that was, I waited a while so I could gather up the pipes and everything that was needed for it. And then I grabbed a bunch of the reanimated SAM, and then I grabbed our Mercer spheres and summer sloops that I've collected while I've been out gathering. You can scan for those with the object detector. But yeah, let's see, not with chainsaw. Let's see what we can do in the alien technology tree. So we need some fluctuators over here. Let's start with that. A boom. And okay, we need 100
Potential for harnessing alien energy completed. Fixit has identified 2 development tracks requiring additional research to integrate summer sloops safely and efficiently into Fixit technology.
The loop organ contains scripture, contains instruments to compose symphonies of root and rot and recycling. Shrines to evolution and revolution.
That's slightly disconcerting. Yeah. But yeah, we don't have the circuit boards and we don't have the computers too. Gonna get the circuit boards from the lizard doggos. Let's see what we can get from over here. Let's see.
Dimensional depot unlocked. SAM can be utilized to deconstruct matter down to its chemical elements in one dimension, and the Mercer sphere allows it to be transferred and stored in another. Once parts are fed into the dimensional depot, they can be accessed by the Pioneer inventory and build gun system at any time, anywhere.
We see through the window. It is pathetic. Consume more blood.
What?
The glass will not shatter. The metal will not bend. The wood will not splinter. Weave.
I'm sorry, what? And then we can increase how many stacks, and we can increase the upload speed. And I don't think I'm gonna do anything on none of that though. However, what I will do is on the most important items for us in organization, I guess. Dimensional depot, yeah, there we go. So each of them take 1 Mercer Sphere to build. So having them available is my priority. So what I'm gonna do is go like this. What is also super important, and let's see, is probably going to be this stuff, right? We need more modular frames. Of course, sorry, I can't forget. We need this. Right? So 2 here. And we need that. And now we run out of fluctuators. So what I'm gonna do is I am just going to go and make sure that we have fluctuators and stuff like that and place out all the dimensional depots, and we will look at what they're useful for. And there we go. I have put up these on pretty much everything, and including the steel over there. Now what I want to do is check how this, if I open this, I can upload 15 per minute, so it only needs a Mark 1. Not a Mark 3. I mean, I can use Mark 3. Might as well. I have them. They're fine. Go like this. And just place these. Because... oh, no, sorry. You don't do squat. Because I don't... Why would I send the... what's it called? The... smart plates, the space elevator parts, into that. I've already sent in the 1,000 I need. And I have more for later, for when we need to make more advanced ones. We need smart plating to make more advanced space elevator parts. Now that this is set up, we're sending everything in here. Woo! So I can have a stack of everything. I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna set that up for the steel as well. But yeah, essentially what I want to do now is, like, what I would like to do is go and hunt these down and get even more, like so. But instead what I'm going to do is go and build a coal power plant, because now I don't need to go back here to pick up a bunch of stuff. And also, like I said, we've unlocked a bunch of stuff. So we have smart splitters, we have a bunch of stuff here with the dimensional depot. I'm really happy about that. We have a truck station. We have this stuff. I unlocked an explorer. I've unlocked concrete stuff. This is just like old stuff that I unlocked before, but I haven't hovered over it, so the new tags don't disappear. I would love to have a like mark everything as viewed or something like that. But yeah, like essentially I have unlocked some stuff. We have blueprints. And I will, if we have time, show some stuff. Otherwise, that's going to be in the next episode. For now, we are going to be jumping over to over here, where we will be making a coal power plant down here. So let's skip on over, and we will do fun stuff. And we will be riding in style. Very nice. And then here, if you open the crafting bench on the back, I can take my fuel and put there. Boom. And now we are right in. Let's cruise. So we have found our path down. Let's just try and be careful here so I don't drive straight off a cliff. These guys, they can drive straight off a cliff, or I can hit them. Oh, look, loot. Thank you. Loot? Thank you. Oh, you didn't die. Dead. Perfect. And let's continue down. And see what we can find. So this is where we will be building our first coal power plant. And this is going to be like, once again, quick and dirty setup, just so that we have some stable power that doesn't take upkeep. And we want to specifically target the starter base production and stuff like that. So let's just get rid of you so that I don't have that to deal with. And let's look in here. And we will need these bad boys now. Because if we look at our coal nodes over here, they are covered in these stones. And what I want to do is get rid of those stones. So I can just throw one here, double check, no more there. Was one of these covered? Because there's 4 coal nodes here. And I'm just checking to see if they were covered by stones. They were not. Whoa, that's an angry boy. Hey, can you hold this for me, please? Okay, you didn't like that. There we go. Run away. Thank you. We will be looking at what we need to run this thing. But platform first, so we know where that goes. And we want to keep this very close to the water surface, because that's where the water will be coming from. And we don't want to be dealing with pumps and stuff like that. So we will be building as close to the surface as possible. And we will be using the world grid for this. So let's see here, foundations. If I just use fixed foundations to show that this is a temporary setup, and I start from here, there, that's a platform very close to the water surface, but still above it, right? And I zoop out, and I will be back when we have the platform and we have the resources pulled over so that we know to use them. All right, as you can see, through the fog and everything, I have set up, like, so here's the thing. After the first episode and after what you've probably built yourself at this point, you know how to make one of these. It's a normal manifold. This is a coal power generator. What I'm gonna be going through is the numbers. So each node up here gives me 120. And each row of 8 uses 120 exactly. So what we get is a 100% efficient power system. So what I'm gonna do is essentially have all of this set up, ready to go. And when I hook in power, it's gonna start sending. What I will prep as well, as you can see, I've put some foundations in the water here. And this is the part I want to show you guys, is how to set up the water part, because that tends to be the one that stumps people. And what we will do is set up the liquids. So this is what I have set up here. I basically just snapped them to the lower half of the 4-meter foundations to get them underwater. And if we go into production, you can see we have water extractors. So each line here, each machine uses 15 coal, right? But it uses 45 cubic meters of water per second. Meaning, if you put in, let's see, one of these water extractors, that's not going to be enough. And one of these water extractors, and as you can see, they are just floating around here. The reason why we have the foundations here is because they snap to them, so that we can put them very, very, very accurately, which is the entire point. And what we will do is basically line them up. Let me show you. I'm gonna start the nudge mode here, so I'm locking them in place. And essentially, what we want to do is have, for each of these, because each, let's see, how do I explain this? Yeah, you can be quiet. I'm gonna tell this. Nope. I'm gonna tell this way better than you do, Ada. So what happens over here? I'm actually gonna move this back a little bit because we need to have the space to go with the belt above the belt over there. So what happens is one of these machines with no overclocking or nothing can extract 120 cubic meters per minute. And That means if we take 8 times 45, you get, it needs 360. Exactly 360. And what we just want to do is make sure that that's what we give it. And we want to make sure that we send it down into the machines, not up into the machines. And yes, they are 100% going like straight forwards and everything, and I could do that, no problem. But I want to make sure that I kind of like prevent any like excess from like bouncing back over. So what I'm gonna do is I go into logistics here. I'm gonna grab a pipeline junction. As you can see, these kind of snap to everything as well. I don't have to place the pipes yet, but I want this to be higher. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place a 4-meter vertical or the foundation here. And I am going to run that along. Boom. And then in front of every one of these holes, let's see, where have I placed the pipe stuff? There, number 3. On each one of these, I am going to make a junction like this over each hole. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now, how many of these water extractors do we need? We need 3, right? So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to go to the absolute center, 4 on each side, absolute center here. I'm going to go and I'm going to snap that to the same distance out as the first water extractor. I'm going to go over. This is going to clip a little bit. I don't like that. Yeah, okay, I need to move them forward 1 step. I tested this before and I just didn't put them in the right spot this time. And let me see if I can get that right. Yep. And that's the middle. And that's the end. Like so. So here in the middle, I will have an extra like this that snaps to that hole. Boom. And then I am going to go here and remove these. I'm gonna grab my pipes. And you can see that we have build modes here. And you can do this. You can do however you want. I'm going to go with this because I like the straight curve. And if I go from this out to this, it's going to go like so. But if, like you can see on the, it's going on the low first and then up. If I want to have the high up first and then low, I do this. 8 up. Thank you. There, water does not flow upwards. No. So what this does is it locks any water that has gone down towards the machines in place, like so. Very simple, right? And then I'm going to pull the pipes in between here, because pipes aren't like belts have a specific direction to them. Pipes don't have that issue. Pipes are just going to do whatever they want, and they can go either direction. There we go. And now I take this and go here and do the same thing over here, like so. Same thing over here, because these provide 10 meters of head lift by themselves. As in, from this point, the lowest point, it can go 10 meters up. But we've only gone 4 meters up from there, so we're fine, right? That's the point. This is so that we don't have to use any of the like other stuff you can see in the bottom there, like the pump or anything else. Like we can just use this, and it will completely, and like it will work. Now, something that I tend to do as a safety precaution is I don't let the coal come in until the water is in. So over here, on these 2 parts, I am going to take these out So coal can't come in when I start the power until I hook up this. I'm just gonna prep that. So I go like to here and have a, and then like when I want to start the machines, I pull in this. Because the first thing that I want to do is get the water. So now I'm going to basically repeat this setup 3 more times, and I'll be right back. All right, so as you can see, we have gotten some coal power set up somewhat. Sorry, I haven't put in all the pipes here. But generally, I want to... Oh, sorry, wrong direction. This direction. So there we go. And this one over here. And I haven't set in these pipes because somehow I've forgotten all of it. But what I wanted to give is a quality of life tip that makes you avoid most of the problems you can have with pipes. So sometimes it is tempting to do this, where you place a pipe in, and then once you have placed the pipe, you're like, oh, I need a junction here. So you place a junction in, splitting the pipe like this, and now you can place more pipes here, right? What you need to do to avoid problems, because there might be problems, it's not always, but if there's problems, this is likely one of the culprits. To avoid problems, go in, after you've placed this in, delete the pipe. You can see that like the marking for the pipe being removed, it goes all the way through. Because if you remove this now, there's gonna be like merge into a full pipe again. So then I will just delete these. And now I can take pipes and put in like this. So that if I mark them now, you can see that they stop in the junction like that. This solves most problems. Mechanically, my guess is that it's trying to calculate both being a junction and a full pipe at the same time, and sometimes that can cause throttling. So to avoid that, do it like I told you. If you don't, hey, your funeral, man. Your headache. But now, all of this is set up. To make it very simple, all of this is set up and this will split evenly. A full pipe can take 300 in flow rate, so 300 cubic meters, but we have taken 360. So it's like, okay, but then aren't we gonna not have enough? Like there's 3 here, what's gonna happen? No, because just like a splitter, it's gonna split in half and go down like this. So first, out of this 120, once this machine gets full, it will then say, oh, no, wait. So then only 45 will continue going here because it uses 45. So even then, we've pulled it down to easy to manage. What would that be? 75 goes here, then it splits, but it also goes and gets fed by this. So ultimately, it will even out. There will be enough capacity in the pipes for flow rate or flow rate capacity in all the pipes. It will work and they will supplement each other. There won't be any problems if you've built it like I have here. So what we will do now is basically, like I have done this. I've pulled in all of, okay, I've put this unevenly. I need to fix that. It will bother me so much. Essentially made sure that my power is being collected. So how much power will this produce, you ask? Well, one of these will produce 75. There are 24 of them, meaning we have 600 times 4. There's 32 of them, and we will have 32 times 75 being, let's see, 32 times 75, 2,400. But if we also look here, this line, like power line, when it's plugged in, will use 300 megawatts per, it will use 300 megawatts to run the system. Meaning we have a net output of 2,100 megawatts that we can use which will completely replace the usage of the bio generators or biomass burners that we're using in the starter base. The point is that the starter base biomass generators can still be there as a backup if something happens with the coal. It is also necessary so we can jumpstart the coal in the first place. So that's what we're gonna do. We're going to take this power pole and we're gonna run it all the way back to base, which is over there. And we will start our power. So I'll be back when I have run that line. And so now that we have our nice slidey poles here, we can just go back to our coal power setup here. Whee! It's a little bit slow in the uphills, but definitely more fun on the way back. I've been flying back and forth here to make sure I don't get stuck on anything. There we go, almost there. Let's see what this monstrosity looks like. I've also placed these in as a kind of like indicator. Essentially making sure that I have a road, like I know where I can drive without getting stuck kind of thing. So let's go over to our coal power setup. Yeah. Yippee-ki-yay! There we go. And let's get up here. Come on. There we go. Now, if I take this coal power, like I've put in a power switch here. If I just take this and flip now, here's the rest of our power. It's on grid B, you can see they're marked, A and B. This is the rest of our power. Currently, it requires the biomass burners to get 546. It will go up by 300. Like this. Boom. And suddenly max consumption goes up, but we're still within safety margins, right? And what we will see now is how our water extractors have turned on. All of them are running. There's no sticks that aren't green. And what's happening now is you can see on the indicators here that they are like moving a little bit. That means that they're pumping water. So what we now want to do is essentially wait until we get these filled up. Right? Because the last thing we want to do is mess with the water, and having a fully saturated fluid system is what's important. And then once these all like start backing up water into themselves, then we know that the system is full. At that point, we can start turning these on. I mean, that's what we do when we move all the coal over. You can see that the coal is on its way on the belt, doing its thing here. But yeah, then we will send in the coal and like turn this on so we can see what's happening. And we're basically just waiting for this to go up. And then once it has, I will get you back in here so we can turn it on. All right, we're back. If we look in here now, you can see that they are backing up. So we just take this and plug into their respective inputs. And what we will get, very nice splitting going on. And they split, and that one starts up, and they split, and that one starts up. And it will just continue, but just like with any manifold, you will have a bunch of coal and stuff like that. It's going to be ineffective and not fully saturated and useful in a while. So what I tend to do, and what I just think people should do in general, is come in here, grab coal, and if you have them, use the what's it called? Use the portable miners to get a little bit more. So then you can just go in, remove one of the foundations, go basically and grab this. If you don't only, I need more than this. So what I'm going to do is I place down a equipment workshop, and I make a little bit more of them so that I can have enough coal to fill all of the machines up, so that I help the manifold saturate. It will get the power to a stable place quickly. So I will do that, and I will get back to you when I have filled all of the machines up. Okay, we are back. I've been running this now for a while, waiting for the sun to come out so that I can record in light. As we see, everything is green. It stays green. I have saturated all the machines. They have been stable. They got on a little bit, but they're stable. And I'm gonna keep a bunch of coal so that I can make more nobelisks, because I need gunpowder for that. And gunpowder is coal and sulfur, so yeah. I need more. I need my bombs. What's the point if I don't have my bombs? Okay, so looking at the grid, we're gonna go back to base as well and look at how that is turning out. But as you can see, 2,400 megawatts production. If you're wondering why is the production capacity and production different, that's because the remaining 1,350 is the biomass burners. They're not being used right now. They are hooked up, they're available, they have fuel, they will just not use any of that fuel. And the reason for that is very, very simple. They don't need to. They only turn on as needed, only use and burn at the rate that is needed. And if they don't need to, they just turn off. So they are the last line of defense in case something happens with this. If I'm dumb and accidentally delete a bunch of stuff here so that this shuts off, it won't shut off our factory. So let's get back to base. And I don't know why, the car's faster, but this is so much more satisfying. Maybe I should make it like, oh, did I touch the ground? It's so close I touched the ground, okay. Basically, I'm wondering, should I make a parkour thingy? Maybe? Maybe I should do that. Make a parkour court. Partly so I can practice, but partly also because I'm looking at like what should I be doing for my 1,000 subscriber special. That's do you have any ideas? Do you want me to make like a parkour competition court, and I'll invite people from the Discord to play with me on the 1,000 subscriber like video stream or whatever? What's your idea? Do you want me to do some racing? Do you want me to do like a marathon stream? Do you want like a 12-hour stream? I don't know. What are your thoughts? What's your ideas? Hello, Bean. No, you're slightly too tall for these. Wait until I get the other power pulse, and we will do that. And you can also ride. But yeah, like, hand me your ideas down in the comments. And also, if you like the video, like, make sure to subscribe and like the video and like all that kind of stuff. It is vital to me. I literally can't get anywhere without you guys, so please. But I think we have enough time, so I will try to I will set up, and I will show you 2 blueprints that are that I will be using for the remainder of the series as well. One of them will be more like visual design focused, and the other one will be more like functionality focused. So let's start with the first one, and I will show you exactly how to do that. So when you have the blueprinter, this is the interface. You can save and load blueprints and stuff like that. And what you want to do now, no, stay off. And what I want to do now is make a said fighting fix. No, can I stop opening it? And then I do this very simply. To show it, I will take the foundations here, and I will use a 1 meter foundation to show this. Or actually, because I will be using it a 4 meter foundation most of the time myself, I will use and show this on a 4 meter foundation. So this is the center, right? And if I then take a asphalt or a concrete foundation, let's see, that's you, and I put this inside this, what you see here, they've fixed a lot of this. Remember, they've fixed a lot of this for 1.0, so it might not be entirely necessary. But sometimes these two surfaces, they fight. Might be if I take this instead. Yeah, you see that? That is called said fighting. And we want to avoid said fighting altogether. And an easy way of doing that is to take this center foundation, the one we will be using, and we will put it a little bit higher, like just a millimeter higher. I am going to center it here. Right? I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna take a road barrier. And I'm gonna place this, as you can see. When I go here, it's on the ground. I'm gonna put it just slightly higher, just a little bit off the ground. Like so. You can see that it is off the ground, but not more than a few millimeters. And then I'm gonna take and snap a foundation to it. You can see I'm snapped to the road barrier now. Not to this and not to the ground, not to the pillar. So the pillar snaps there and there, like the middle of it, on the top of it, or underneath it. That's where these snap. But to the road barrier, boom. Place this in. And as you can see now, if I go out of this, you can see this foundation is now just a few millimeters above this one. This is called the said fighting fix. So if you have said fighting problems, might not happen a lot, but if it does, having this, just this single block, because this is a core block. So if I go here and I call this the Z fighting fix, I'm gonna make sure that this is available. You can download this blueprint from my drive. It's linked in the Discord. And I will just set up the, what it's called, let's see, foundation. And it's a 4-meter concrete foundation. So I'm gonna go like this. I'm going to select a color. And let's see, which color do we want? The Pioneer overalls? Yeah. This is what I'm gonna be using for like the colors and stuff like that. Set fighting fix, save blueprint. Perfect, right? So what I can do now is, instead of having this here, if I'm realizing I'm having some set fighting problems, one of the lines that are overlapping, I can now go in here, open blueprint, take set fighting fix, and if I place this in, I don't want your help now, right now. Thank you. If I place this in, you can see that it is going to be placed just slightly higher. If I place this next to it, it is going to be placed that itty bitty bit higher than the rest of the foundations. So if I have this here, I am not going to get set fighting problems because there is a height difference. Very, very useful blueprint. 100% recommend having this blueprint, guaranteeing no set fighting whatsoever. You can see the set fighting happening on the wall on the side there, but on the top, no such thing. So that's a really, really useful blueprint. Second blueprint is going to take me a while to build, so I'll be back when I've done that. Okay, and here we got the second blueprint that we have made here. This is a belt priority system. Basically, if you have two belts or more, you can use this, you can hook this up to each other, right? So they are basically cells that you can put more of, which we have here. I'm going to explain to you, first of all, how a smart splitter works. Smart splitters are unlocked in the Caterium tree in the MAM, and they are down here. That's the smart splitter. So you need to unlock, so you get the AI limiters, which you need quick wire and these copper sheets for. You need to unlock the quick wire. Yeah, that's just an unlock thingy. But yeah, essentially you go down here, and then you get the smart splitter. Not wanting to handcraft them, I just bought them in the awesome shop, the AI limiters. But essentially, they allow me to make smart splitters. And I can open that up and I can decide what I want to do with each output. I can decide on a specific item, or I can decide on rules. So any means it's split like evenly between this and the center output. Any output is okay here, right? So anything can go through there. And if both of those gets backed up, it will go to the overflow on the right. I'm set it to none, which means that that port isn't used, which means that it can't be split. It's going to go straight down the middle all the time until this belt is oversaturated, like it's full. At which point it will overflow the remainder over here, and it will merge up with the next belt. This smart splitter is set up so that it prioritizes the left output. It will, whatever you send in here will first of all go here until this belt is full, and then it will send the remainder forward. So whatever's left of these two will go forwards. And then you can take, like, because if this belt is not full, right, then you can literally just take another one of these systems and hook up here, and so on and so forth and so forth and so forth. If you have 50 belts, you can make sure that from the left to the right, they are always going to be full. The last belt on the line might not be, but everything else is full. That is a belt priority system, and this is an easy one that you can just place down and copy over and over and over and over again. Sorry, I haven't set this up properly all the way yet. These needs to be gone. Then it is done. And then I just go in here, I update this. And this is a horizontal belt priority system. What if you want to make a vertical belt priority system? Can also do that. So I have actually already set that up. So I'm going to clear this, and I'm going to load this vertical belt priority system. Boom. It has a lot smaller footprint. So if you want to, like, this is probably the easier one, where we're moving everything down. We're prioritizing down. So the lower belt will be full first. Essentially, the same thing here. It prioritizes sending center, and if it gets full, it overflows what's left to the top here. And then you have the top, it overflows to the center and prioritizes sending things down to the lower belt. And then, just like with the other one, you can just take, okay, I want this now to prioritize going down, like sending things down. Then I will just take this, hook up to the next belt, and the next belt, and the next belt, and the next belt, and so on and so forth. So you basically stagger them on top of each other, so it becomes like a diagonal up. And if in the one that moves everything left's case, you stagger them diagonally like this. And if you want to make the opposite, they would have to stagger diagonally down or diagonally left forward. So, like if you, but I prefer to move things to the left, and I prefer to move them down and work with that. So yeah, these are some blueprints that I have now made. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and categorize them. So you can see we have it like this, right? And if we have 50,000 blueprints, they're all going to be like in one thing. I don't want that, so I'm going to add a category. This category I'm going to rename, and that is going to be renamed logistics. If I can spell this. Logistics. There we go. I'm going to select an icon, and what should we use there? I'm going to be using a... Let's use a arrow. Arrow. Let's use an arrow right, like this. And I'm gonna apply that. So now I have this, and I'm gonna move these in there. Wait, if I do this, why can't I move you? There we go. Thank you. I don't know why I can't move them, but let me apply changes, edit again. I need to have a subcategory, I think. New subcategory, build priority. So there we go. I have that. Build priority, boom. And then build priority. And then I can make another category that is the foundations. Select icon, and I'm going to use this icon here, apply. I'm going to add a subcategory. Subcategory is going to be called said fighting fix. And then I will take my said fighting fix and put it in this subcategory. Done. Apply changes. There, now they are sorted. This also means that if I pick one of these to use, and I press E, I switch to the other one, right? So I can easily go between them. That's a couple of blueprints. They will be available in the drive when this episode goes live. And you will be able to use these yourselves. So have a really, really good time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We've done a lot, but also not this much. I hope that the cold power makes sense to you. I hope that the fluid dynamics, as I explained them for this simple system, makes sense to you. I hope that you've had fun, and I hope it's been entertaining. So if you like the episode, show it by a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you really want to support, and if you want to have a lizard doggo named after you, go and become a channel member or a Patreon. Links are in the description. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the live stream that is probably happening around this time, like a little bit later. I don't know. This episode goes live at 1. I go live at 2. So we will see. And we will see each other there, where we will start building the first city.